Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey guys, how
Jessica
are you?
Lopez and Daniel Lopez speaking. This is gonna be our channel,
Our channel.
right? Our channel.
Since we're married.
Just her taking the majority of the channel up.
Majority of it.
And my name not being anywhere, but it's alright though. So I'm very busy, as you guys know. But, as you guys probably don't know, but we decided to do this together and do a couple videos together for you guys about, more about faith, fitness, and fashion. This video is going to be a little bit more about our daily life and what we have been facing, but how we're going to overcome what we've been facing. We're going to share a little personal stuff with you, mostly about what Jessica's going through, but what I'm going through too, as my wife, as her husband. I have to go through the same battles, that the enemy tries to throw at us. So basically, first, before we get started, we want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, I hope you guys had a great Christmas and a great Happy New Year. It's the new year, 2016. Time to do new things. So get to the gym, buddy. Now, stop watching the video.
Which we're gonna do after.
Yeah, I'm drinking my pre-workout. But she can't drink pre-workout. We're gonna tell you why in just a couple of seconds. So basically one day Jessica woke up. I was in medical school and she woke up with blurry eyes and double vision. And I was like, man, what's going on? So I take everything lightly, so I was like, all right, let's let it go for a day or two. So I went for a day or two, took her to the ophthalmologist, right? And the ophthalmologist said, you know what, we need to get an MRI or CT scan ASAP. And I was like, why? What the heck? This guy's crazy. Because I know everything, because I'm a first year medical student. This is a doctor that's like 50 years old, and he doesn't know nothing, right? Well, I should have listened to him, but I didn't. It didn't affect the results, but I should have listened to him, but we waited about a week to get an MRI. And so, long story short, Jessica was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, also known as MS, okay? And what this is it's a neurodegenerative disease. They don't know what causes it. That's why there is no cure. Because once you find the cause of any disease or any illness, they can eventually find that mechanism and find a medicine that can be able to attack and cure that individual. But since there is no understanding of what's causing this disease, there is no cure. There is treatment, however. Okay, so what happened is that in her body, her cells that basically fight your sicknesses for you. Let's make it simple. These cells that fight your sicknesses for you, I'm sure all of you guys heard of immune system. So these immune cells, they've basically been attacking herself and specifically her brain. That's why it's a neurodegenerative disease. Neurological functions are impaired in this disease. And so what happens is that the cells actually go and pass this barrier through the brain, the blood-brain barrier, and attack the neurons, okay? They attack the nerves specifically to your white brain matter, and this is where all the activity happens. This is how you move your arms, you move your legs to work out, like we're about to go do, right? So to make something very complicated, something very simple.
Very condensed.
Very condensed.
Because it's very complex.
Very complex. Make believe her arm right here is her neuron, okay? And so make believe this neuron is going to her eye.
Painting my nails.
No, okay, yeah. This is not a makeup video, babe. Alright, so this is her nerve going to her eye, right? And so what happened with her double vision or with her blurred vision that one day, she had an MS attack, a multiple sclerosis attack. They call it a relapse, okay? And what happens is those cells traveled to her brain area where these nerves were located, and this orange sweater is called myelin, and it's around the nerves, around the neurons, and it acts like a sheath that conducts, let's say, electricity, okay? They conduct electrical impulses from your brain to whatever it is going to. So let's say her brain was saying, hey, eye. It was specifically the left or the lateral rectus muscle of her eye. So it was saying, hey, let's move your eye, and it goes down, and it uses this as a conductor, basically, to send that impulse to her eye, or to that muscle. Well, in multiple sclerosis, this sheath, this cushion, this conductor around the nerve is getting eaten up by those cells that are traveling from your body to the brain. And remember, these cells are supposed to be attacking a sickness, okay? So they're actually attacking your own body, All right, and so there is a medication for that. She got prescribed medication, which eventually healed that. But this is what MS is, and it can happen in many forms. That was a slight form, double vision. People can be in wheelchairs. That's the worst case, you know. So, and it's temporarily or permanently the worst case. And we're going to show you what we're going to do to overcome this, because we know that we have a God that is sovereign, and you have a God that is sovereign. If you don't know about him, his name is Jesus, and he can overcome anything. And he, at the end of the day, is the ultimate physician. Okay, and no medicine is going to cure anything, and he is the ultimate medicine. And that's what we keep our faith in, you know. And I want to let you guys know that that we can try so many things. We can work out, we can be happy, we can do whatever we want, but at the end of the day, it is only Jesus that is going to take any illness or any sickness away from our body. Okay, so
I also just want to say, like, I'm not saying this to you guys because I want you to feel bad for me.
Oh no, don't feel bad.
I don't need anyone to feel bad for me. I'm not here for you to empathize for me, for you to feel sorry, like poor Jessica. That's not what it's about. I was actually pretty nervous about even making this video because I didn't want people to think that. And that's why I was diagnosed in October. So it's already January. So I've waited a while because I just didn't want that reaction. But then I realized that there's so many people out there that are struggling with certain things, whether it's diseases, whether it's self-confidence, whether it's eating disorders, whatever it may be. Maybe me saying this story can just touch one person and let them realize that they're not alone, and that there is a God that's sovereign over all, that has you like this, and he's the ultimate healer, the ultimate person in control. So I'm not here for your sympathy. I'm here to just tell you that you can do it. Like, anything is possible. When I first heard this, Danny was in school, and my stepfather is a physician, so he's the one that got the results back, and he called Danny when he was in school, and I was at home. I didn't know anything about this. I just knew that I couldn't see for a couple of days, and that was a little scary to me, but I didn't know the extent to which that problem was enveloped in. And so Danny told me what it was, and then I started crying because I was scared and I had no idea what it even meant. So I was just happy that it wasn't cancer, because, you know, that's really serious. And I'm not saying that this condition I have isn't, but I was just grateful. I was very, very grateful. And then when I looked it up on Google, which I do not recommend anyone doing, when you're first trying to get information on something,
doctor.
All these things popped up about, like, you know, that I was going to be in a wheelchair, and, you know, all these things. And I started to worry, and I started to think into the future. Am I going to be able to have kids? Like, all those things just started coming at me full force. And then I had to, like, calm down and realize that God is the ultimate person that has a say. Like, he has a plan for my life, and he knew that this was gonna happen even before I was born. Just like you're going through something, he already knew that this was gonna happen, and that's why you have to trust him, because he's gonna guide your next step. So I was sad at first, but honestly, these last couple of months, I feel like completely normal, except that a lot has changed. I will be having to take injection medication, which I don't have the medication yet because I'm in the process of getting it, but they did send me the syringe, and it kind of looks like something like this, and the medicine goes in here.
Right in the neck.
Stop.
When she's the pain.
It's a little baby needle, so you don't really like feel it. If you have diabetes, it's similar to that. It's very, very thin. I'm just gonna have to inject myself 3 times a day. I mean, 3 times a week.
Kill yourself.
3 times a week.
That's why I'm doing it, right in the neck.
So I've been doing a lot of research. This disease usually for people, it's not usually for people, but people, especially women, usually get it when they're around 20 through 40. And I'm 22 years old, so
that's 3 times more likely for a woman to get it than a male to get it.
So basically, I did a lot of research, you know, because food, like you guys know, back in the olden days when they didn't really have chemicals and these types of homeopathic, or these types of things that we now do have, they used to use homeopathics and natural herbs to cure the body. So I've been doing research as far as what types of food, because food is very powerful. Nutrition is incredibly powerful as far as your body and your functioning of your body. So I did research,
and let's stop there real quick, because everyone's probably like, what? I thought you guys ate really good. And we do, and we did. But there's a different way to eat when you have this condition. And so basically she looked up an internet website.
It's called overcomingms.org, and they're based in London. If anyone has MS, I'll link it in the bottom, and I'll also link a little YouTube video that's like a cartoon explaining how MS happens and what exactly it is. But this website basically gave everyone recommendations on what they should do to help cure it or overcome it, or just help manage it. And so basically
help them feeling better. You know, just there's some foods that can trigger an MS attack, like when she got double vision. There's some foods that can help prevent the potential for an attack, or there's some foods that make you feel a little more better when you have this condition. So land animals, like all the meats that we were eating,
pork,
she can't
cow,
eat chicken. That's the thing. It's hard.
And this is the thing, guys, is that I'm just doing what they said is recommended. I just started this yesterday. So far I feel really good. I'm still able to go to the gym and have energy. All this stuff is awesome. It's helping me, but it's only been 2 days, and I want to try it out for a month to see if I can actually do it. So basically what it is I'm not allowed to have any dairy whatsoever. No milk, no cheese, no ice cream, no whipping cream, and this is just the stuff that they recommend you should avoid. So any land animals, like he said, cows, chicken, pork, deer, anything that walks on land, I can't eat it.
But I can.
So
no, I've been good. I've been helping her out.
And you know what? He's been extremely supportive, and I couldn't have asked for, I couldn't have asked for.
You don't have to say that. Because you don't have to say that over the camera, because you know when the camera's done, you don't say that.
What?
I'm playing.
So anything that walks on land, I can't eat. Except I can have sea meats, which is fish, so tilapia, all these beautiful
salmon,
fish
sea
of the
trout,
seas,
bass,
anything that swims
flounder
in the sea, I can eat. So I can't have dairy, and I can't have.
So if I'm gonna throw a chicken in the sea, that thing will swim, and then we can eat it.
So nuts, I can have. Soy nuts, all those things I can have. And it's actually recommended that my flaxseed oil levels
and omega-3s, omega-6, omega-9
are high. And people with MS usually need to consume a lot of D3, vitamin D.
It helps. And they recommend 3 times a week to get at least 15 minutes of sun exposure, so the vitamin D can metabolize very good and properly. So we've been doing that. Well, we already do that normally, but I feel like they give recommendations for people that like stay inside of a closet every day. It's like, come on, dude.
So I can't be exposed to heat for that long, so tanning is not gonna be okay unless it's for 15 minutes. And the gym, I gotta stay constantly hydrated, keep a cold towel that's wet to cool myself off.
We never do that because we don't do that. It's like if you're no, because you don't really get that hot. If it's outside. You don't think so?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you should maybe, but I feel like we don't get super hot in the gym.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe we were doing cardio. Maybe we should doing cardio.
It was recommended that yoga should be
implemented.
Good job. Because it relieves stress, and I stress a lot, believe it or not, and that doesn't really help at all. So these are just some of the changes that we are undergoing and that we're implementing into our lives. It's been really interesting, and I'm so glad that I have Daniel to do it with me. And it's so crazy because people thought that I was crazy for getting married at 22, but only God knew what was going to happen. And that's why if you look at my life, and if I just tell you about our lives in the past and where we are now, he just puts the pieces together so beautifully. It's so crazy. I can't even tell you how perfect it is, but only God could do something like that. So we're just living for God, and I hope that, you know, that this video will help those people that are struggling and think that
with anything, not just
that
MS.
their disease, not just
not
MS,
disease.
That anything that's holding you back from living, anything.
There's nothing that cannot be possible. It's all about the mind.
It's all about the mind, and it's all about your walk and your faith.
If I were to tell you my story,
that's a different video, guys.
You guys won't even know. But anything is possible.
Anything.
We love you guys. We don't know you guys, but we love you guys. And
you're not alone. If you guys have any questions about anything, we will do the best.
Just comment. We reply.
To comment.
Few replies.
No, to reply.
It's not like we get a million freaking comments. Like,
I'm speaking it forth.
What?
I'm speaking it forth for the millions of views in the future. But anyways, guys, we got to hit the gym. I hope this gave you a little bit more insight into who we are and what we're going through, and that we're not perfect. And that just because you see Instagram pictures or Snapchats, remember, people always want to show you the best. They don't show you behind the scenes, because then you'll see their flaws. All right, guys, we'll leave you with this.
Remember that anything that you go through builds strength, perseverance, trials and errors, and things that you go through, struggles, barriers, boundaries, they bring character to a person. Okay? So if you can't go through that barrier, then the person that's in the future just delete this part.
We love you. If you guys have any prayer requests, if you guys want to know more about us, just comment. And we will see you guys next video. Now, go pump some iron.